Hi, today is week 6 since my family and I decided to move from south of Spain to northern Norway. So many things happened last week, and I'm about to tell you as usual what happened, the ups and downs, and also all what was in between. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button to follow me for more. And all right, let's go. My new life here wouldn't be possible without the help of Jesus Christ. It is every day that I read the devotional Jesus Calling that really helps me start the day fresh and new and focus on what really matters. A little about the weather first. The temperature averages around 5 degrees Celsius each day, but because it's very rainy and it is also windy, the feeling is around 2 or sometimes 0. So because the temperature dropped below 0 for a few days, now we experience some ice on the road, which is not unusual because, we are above the Arctic Circle, so it's okay. But our van is very old and we couldn't open the doors. And also we do not have the winter tires. We decided not to buy them because truthfully we don't have the money to spend on that right now. I don't know how much it would be, but just we don't have any extra money. So because of the ice, we said, all right, no more van driving right now, which is fine because we actually live in the same place as where we work, so it's okay. And also our children, age 10, 6 and 7, they also go to the school in the village and we can walk there easily, so it's really fine, it's not a problem. Sometimes we use it when temperature is above 0 and there is no ice on the road, just to get us to school, because sometimes in the morning it rains a lot. So yeah, in that case it's okay because we are required to adapt the tires depending on the weather, which means that if there is no ice on the road and if there is no snow, obviously no ice and no snow on the road, then we are fine to drive with our all season tire. But if of course there are snow or ice on the road, then we need to have winter tire, which we decided not to get. So yeah, we adapt ourselves, and if it rains a lot and we don't want to get the van, it's fine. It's only like a 10 minutes walk, so we just get the umbrella, wear like a full rain suit for the kids, protect the backpack because it's a lot of rain, I won't lie. Yeah. This is my work footage that I initially recorded at work, obviously. I work as a baker in a cafe, and then something happened at work with my employers. So I was like, you know what, maybe it's not good to record myself at work. So I initially thought I was going to delete it. And then I was like, well, you know what? I might as well use it because maybe you all want to see what I do. And I like recording, and it did not affect my work at any point. The trouble I experienced at work with my employers, it was mostly about miscommunication, or the fact that we communicate, each and all of us, very differently. I was very much taken aback by their aggressiveness towards me, and I just wanted to quit once and for all. Just like not even a month after starting this job, I wanted to quit because it was hard, because I had came upon like a wall and it was very hard to communicate. But something, we were all sitting down, and as we were trying to discuss the problem, I grabbed my pen, I grabbed my little notebook, and I felt like I wanted to get up. I almost got up to leave and say, you know what, I'm done. But something stronger than me physically pulled me back, or it didn't pull me back, but didn't leave me the choice to stand up and say what I was about to say. And that something is Jesus. He did not want me to quit because Jesus wants me to learn from my past mistakes and what I've tend to do for many years. I'm 38, so for 37 years, what I've tend to do is run from everything that is hard. I think that's like human nature. I don't know, but that's what I was about to do again. And I know that it's not a way because like you can't run from your problems. They follow you anyway. And and watch me put the wrong berry inside. I thought I was putting a berry and then I put a cherry inside. Oh no, what a mistake. All right, so two of the cookies will have special fruit inside. That's all right, I think. Anyway, so that's the problem we encountered. And then we worked it out as much as we could, as best as we could. My employers, myself, and my husband, because we all work in the same place. And now it's been a few days after, and it is better, I can tell. But I'm I try to stay much more professional than what I already did and not try to talk about personal things. Well, actually, I didn't bring any personal things, but when someone asks you questions and I cannot lie. I cannot lie. So I have to say what is my truth, what is the truth. So I've talked about Jesus a lot at work, and I think that's mostly what moved things, what shifted things in the workspace. Just a few days later, after this incident at work, we also discovered that we were not going to work as much as we thought we would because the cafe won't open before the weekend. So it's a lot less work than what we anticipated getting with my husband. So we started calculating and I got very stressed. All of a sudden, I got an attack, very, very stressed about, and like worries. We're never going to make it work here. We have so much trouble. Nothing is working out. It's like one problem after another one, registration, no passport for our boys, not enough money to earn, blah, 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 pay the rent, the food, like everyone else. But also the problem, the things that are very difficult are the ones that, when you enter a new country and you have to do all the paperwork, and it's, one rocky step after another one, and it's just so frustrating and so annoying. And usually I give it all to Jesus because that's all I have, really. I give it all to him and he helps me. But I think this night it was just too much and I was under the attack and I could not believe anything else than my thoughts, and which is very scary, and it's a dark place I don't want to go to. But I still remember that I needed to read my Bible because I haven't read the Bible this day yet. And so I was about to do it. So I grabbed my Bible plan. It's called A Beautiful Year in the Bible. It's a 52-week Bible study for women. So it's each week by week. I'm on week 34 because I haven't started the first week of January, so I'm a little bit behind. The first day is John 7 through 9, which I already read, so I'm going to check it out right now. And then after I have 1 Timothy 4 to 6 to read. This week focuses on the gift of forgiveness. I grab my Bible, New American Standard Holy Bible, and I open it to 1 Timothy chapter 4, which is called Abandonment of Faith. And guess what? That's what I'm going through right now. After everything that's happened at work, And I read, but the Spirit explicitly says that in latter times some will fall away from the faith, paying attention to deceitful spirits and teaching of demons. I go through everything I go through, and then I read this and I'm like, no, I don't believe anything else than Jesus Christ. But, I'm starting to worry. Am I slipping away from God? Why am I believing my own thoughts when I know I shouldn't be doing that? And there are reasons for that. And it states them in the Bible. So I know everything. But right now my mind is just wandering around. So I grab the Bible, I keep reading, I push through, even though some things I do not understand. But I don't need to understand the Bible. I just need to accept it. So I go through, I push through, I keep reading, and I have all these dark thoughts in my head, and I rebuked it in the name of Jesus Christ. And it's it continues, it's dark, but I push through, I read, and then I come to the chapter right after called A Good Minister's Discipline. But stay away from worthless stories that are typical of old women. And also let no one look down on your youthfulness, but rather in speech, conduct, love, faith, and purity. Show yourself an example of those who believe. That is very powerful. And I think that's what I'm doing right now without even knowing and without really understanding it. I've talked a lot about Jesus Christ here at work and to other people I've met, more than I've ever done in Spain, because everyone speaks English here, so it's much easier. And I haven't found yet someone who has a strong faith like I have, or I try to at least, but I still talk about Jesus Christ on a weekly basis, and that's something very new, and I think maybe that's what I'm supposed to do, and not just work and sleep and then, doing like family life and blah, blah, blah. So, in the midst of all, I feel like but there is a greater purpose of my being here that I do not know about. But sometimes I'm starting to see, here there are things, like I know why I'm supposed to stay here right now. Yes, it affects other things, but they're complementary, and in the long run, I just have to trust God, because that's really all I have. So that's it for this week. It was a lot to take in. I'm so glad I got it to share with you guys. Please subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment, a heart, or a praying emoji, and I will pray for you guys. See you next week. Bye.